हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोधानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोधानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री द्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, गौरनिताय जय निताय गौरसुंदर जय जय जगन्नाथ। बालदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन जय बाला गोपाल, बाला गोपाल बाला गोपाल बाला गोपाल। जय गुरु परंपरा जय गुरु परंपरा, गुरु परंपरा जय गुरु परंपरा। जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। राम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। कृष्णोत्कीर्तन गान नर्तन परौ, प्रेमामृतांबो निधि। धीर धीर जना प्रियौ प्रियकरौ, निर्मत्सरौ पूजितौ। श्रीचैतन्य कृपाभरौ भुवि भुवो, भारावहन्तारकौ। वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ, श्रीजीव गोपालकौ। नानाशास्त्र विचारनैकनिपुणौ, सधर्म संस्थापकौ। लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने, मान्यौ शरण्याकरौ। राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना, नन्देन मट्टालिकौ। वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ, श्रीजीव गोपालकौ। श्रीगौराङ्ग गुणानुवर्णन विधौ, श्रद्धा समृद्ध्यन्वितो तापोतापनिकृन्तनो तनुभृताम् गोविन्दगानामृतये आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनैकनिपुणौ कैवल्यनिस्तारकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवागोपालकौ त्यक्त्वा पूर्णमशेषमण्डलपति श्रेणीं सदातोच्चगात् भूत्वा दीनगणेशकौ करुणया कौपीनकण्ठाश्रितौ गोपी भावरसामृताप्तिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नौ मुहुर् वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ पूजत्कोकिलहंससारसगणा कीर्णे मयूराकुले नानारत्ननिबद्धमूलवितपा श्रीयुक्तवृन्दावने राधाकृष्णमहर्निशं प्रभजतौ जीवार्तधौ यौ मुधा वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ संख्यापूर्वकनामगाननतिभिः कालावसानीकृतौ निद्राहारविहारकादिविजितौ चात्यन्तधीनौ च यौ राधाकृष्णगुणस्मृतेर्मधुरिमा नन्देन सम्मोहितौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवागोपालकौ राधाकुण्डतटे कलिन्दतनया तीरे च वंशीवटे प्रेमोन्मादवशादशेषदशया ग्रस्तौ प्रमत्तौ सदा गायन्तौ च कदा हरेत् गुणवरम् भावाभिभूतौ मुदा वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ हे राधे व्रज देवी के चललिते हे नन्दासुनुकुटः श्रीगोवर्धनकल्पपादपटले कालिन्दीवने कुटः घोषन्ताविति सर्वतो व्रजपुरे केदैर्महाविबलौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जय प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। श्याम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। अनंत कोटि गौर भक्तविंद की जय। सामवेद भक्तविंद की जय। All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, Shri Prabhupada, Shri Gurudev ki jai ho. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Priyana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lita Shri Vishakhanvitam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirsesha Shunyava पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरविषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तरालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरि ओम् तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. So I thank all of you for joining in for the Nectar of Devotion session this morning. We are on chapter number 11. We're discussing on the various aspects of transcendental service. So yesterday we saw how what is the real meaning of servitorship. Right? Real meaning of servitorship is um, uh, to serve in such a way that is for no extraneous motive. There is no other motive other than the pleasure of the person who's being served. That is the essence of service. And then we also saw what are the categories of devotional service and friendship. What does friendship mean? Friendship means again, various rasas we may have with the Lord, but the ultimate purpose is to serve for the pleasure of the Lord. Whether we are in the bhav of friendship, whether in the mood of a servant, right? But as of now, since we've not realized, most of us, I'm sure, would not have realized our constitutional position, but we all have an opportunity to serve the Lord. And what rasa? In dasi rasa. Jivera swarupa hai Krishnera nitya das. So in this way, we saw yesterday how we can serve the Lord in the mood of dasya and also in the mood of sakya. But the essential principle is that we have to surrender to the Lord. What is the meaning of surrender? We saw Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. We have to have complete faith in the Lord that the Lord will protect in all circumstances. That's where we ended yesterday. So today we will continue with the next anga of devotional service, which is performing all endeavors for Krishna. I hope my screen is visible. So yesterday, we saw until this, right? We saw how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is talking about self-surrender, right? Manasa deho geho jogi chumor arpilo tu apade nanda kishore. Right? Bhaktivinoda Thakur singing Manasa deho geho jogi chumor. Right? I offer you my mind, deho, my body, geho, whatever else I have with me. Arpilu tuva pade Nanda Kishore. At the lotus feet of Nandana, who's Krishna. I offer my manasa, my deho, and whatever I have, geho. And joki chumor. Geho means wealth. Manasa means mind. Deho means body. my body, my mind, my words, my wealth, and jo each more, whatever else I have. Arpilo Tuapade Nanda Kishore. I offer at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. So this is what is surrender, complete surrender. And when we do such a surrender, then we automatically become a transcendental to the three modes of material nature, right? Why? Because Krishna says that Daivi Hayesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante. If you surrender unto me, Maya Metam Tarantite, then you can cross over the three modes of material existence. And then we saw offering a favorite article. Very beautifully it was explained how Krishna is Bhava Grahi Janardana, isn't it? Krishna does not see what we give. Krishna sees what we are holding back. Are we holding what we like best for ourselves and we're offering something else to Krishna? Then no, that's not pleasing to Krishna, right? That's why even in this is the auspicious month of Gita Jayanti, right? Day after tomorrow, Saturday, is the most auspicious occasion, Mokshada Ekadashi, where Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, celebrated throughout ISKCON as the book marathon month, right? So we may just contribute one Bhagavad Gita, right? I was just hearing this lecture where this Prabhu, where this devotee was explaining, right? Krishna wants to see, Krishna will see how much we are holding back. Krishna will not see how much we are giving, right? Because what is it that we have? Everything is given by Krishna, isn't it? Okay, so I will request devotees to switch on your cameras. I'm seeing Radha Rani. I'm seeing Shad Goswamis of Vrindavan, and I'm not entitled to give class to any of these people. Okay, otherwise I'm seeing only blank screens. So the class will continue only if I get to see one or two people at least switching on your cameras, right? I'm not qualified to give class to Shad Goswamis of Vrindavan. Thank you, Shobha Mataji. Okay, thank you, Ramakrishna Prabhu. Thank you, Virendra Prabhu. Others also, devotees, please switch on your cameras. I want to see some faces, right? Thank you, Bona Mataji. All right. So I was just saying, some time back, there was a voting in the group. There was a poll, would you like to see the speaker on the screen when the class is going on? Yeah, we should have another vote like this also. Would you like to see the participants? Like that, the speaker also should get to vote. Because if I'm giving a class to blank screens, then I don't know who is listening, who's not listening. Of course, it's for my purification, but it's nice to see. Ours is a personal movement, isn't it? We are not Brahmavadis. We're merging into effulgence, right? So we are personal people. We want that loving reciprocation between each other. Thank you, Krishnamurti Prabhu. Thank you, Janki Mataji, Rishabhanu Kanya Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. All right. So what was I saying? Yeah. So we need to give our favorite article to Krishna, because Krishna is not going to see, you have 1 million rupees and you're giving 10 rupees to Krishna, and Krishna knows. Krishna has given us, Krishna knows everything. Krishna is there. Krishna knows what is there in our heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Our knowledge, our remembrance, our forgetfulness, everything is given to us by Krishna, right? We cannot cheat Krishna, right? So in this book marathon, so Krishna does not see how much you give. Krishna sees how much you hold back. So I'm just, the entire month I've been telling this. I don't know how many times. We should feel the pinch of our contribution. The pinch should be felt. That means if I have 1 million, I should not give 1 rupee. If I have only 10 rupees, I give 1 rupee. Krishna will be satisfied with 1 rupee. So it is not an absolute terms that we can please Krishna, but we can please Krishna according to how much we are surrendering to Krishna, how much we are giving back to Krishna, how much of pinch we are feeling as we are serving Krishna. So Hare Krishna. So in that way, in this month of Gita Marathon, we have to contribute in such a way, either sponsorship of Bhagavad Gita or distribute personally the Bhagavad Gitas, or I'm not saying or and. We can say and is better, right? We can please Prabhupada distributing his books, by sponsoring for those who cannot afford the books, and by studying Srila Prabhupada's books. In all these ways, we can please Srila Prabhupada, and we should endeavor to please Srila Prabhupada in all these ways, and as many more ways also as possible. Yeah. All right. So I'm just resharing my screen. Today we will start with performing all endeavors for Krishna. That means samsiddhir haritoshanam. Whatever work we are doing, we should do it for the pleasure of the Lord. That's what we've been discussing. So let's continue our discussion on the next anga of bhakti, which is performing all endeavors for Krishna. Devotees can start reading. Whoever wants to read can raise your hands, and then you can start reading. Okay, probably I'll start. Other devotees who want to read can also raise your hands and start. So today we are starting off with performing all endeavors for Krishna. In the Narada Pancharatra, there is a statement of how one can act in all spheres of life for the satisfaction of the Lord. It is stated there that a person who is actually in devotional service must be engaged in all kinds of activities, those prescribed in the revealed scriptures and also those that are accepted for livelihood. In other words, not only should a devotee engage himself in the prescribed duties of devotional service that are mentioned in the revealed scriptures, but he should also perform the duties of his practical life in Krishna consciousness. For example, a devotee who has a great establishment or factory may offer the fruits of such a material possession for the service of the Lord. Right? So here Prabhupada is talking about two important things. One is Swadharma. What is Swadharma? Swadharma is what we perform because of the body that we've obtained, right? I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm an employee in an organization, I'm a grandmother, I'm a granddaughter, I'm a husband, or I'm a grandfather, whatever be my role in this material world. In that position, I'm rendering some services. That is called Swadharma, right? Swadharma means I'm going to utilize all of my material occupation, but I'm going to utilize it in the service of the Lord, right? In chapter 12, Krishna also says, if you cannot do this, do this. If you cannot do this, do this. If you cannot do this, do this, like that. So finally, whatever work we do, whether it is Swadharma or Nitya Dharma, we do it for the pleasure of the Lord. Right? Nitya Dharma, we know what it is. Right? Nitya Dharma is what we perform early in the morning during Brahma Muhurta time, where Krishna is the Kendra Bindu, or Krishna is the complete focus, where we don't have any other distractions. We are not doing any other work other than Nitya Dharma, which means when we are chanting our 16, 17 rounds Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are not thinking of anything else. At least we endeavor not to think of anything else, not to walk, not to talk, or not to do anything else. Right? Somebody was circulating in the WhatsApp message yesterday. Very beautiful message. I'll share it in the group after this class. What was that? Krishna's mercy is flowing down through the pipe. And in between, there's a lot of leakages. What are those leakages? Somebody is talking. Somebody's mind is going somewhere. Somebody is, doing other activity also along with chanting. All those leakages are there. Finally, the mercy that comes into our heart, that is only 1 or 2 drops. Because the mercy is eternally flowing and it is infinitely flowing. But how much of it are we receiving and taking in our heart? Right? We are receiving only not even 0.001%. I will share that in the group at the end of the session. Please remind me. So why was I saying this? Yeah. So whatever we perform, our Swadharma or our Nitya Dharma, we have to perform it for the pleasure of the Lord. Yeah. And Nitya Dharma means exclusive activity for the pleasure of the Lord, which is the morning program given by Srila Prabhupada. It starts with Mangala Arati, Tulasi Arati, then your Mangala Arati, Narsingha Arati, Tulasi Arati, Guru Puja, ends with the Bhagavatam class, and then Krishna Prasadam. That's your morning program, isn't it? That should be done with nothing else intervening your work. But after that, what we do, right? Which is our Swadharma. That means some of us go to office, some of us go for tuition classes, some of us go for studies, some of us go for book distribution, whatever is our seva, right? Which we are situated, we are doing it with our present material body. That also we have to offer it for the pleasure of the Lord. Either we do it completely for the Lord. That means whatever I get out of this activity, I give it to the Lord. Or I dedicate a portion, right? Rupa Goswami gave 50%, right? According to our capacity, we can give 5%, 10%, right? There is this opportunity of Nitya Seva in all ISKCON temples, right? According to our capacity, we make a monthly contribution to their lordships, expressing our gratitude because the Lord is giving us funds. So we give back to the Lord. So in this way, we purify our earnings, what we earn with integrity and sincerity and hard work. When we give it to the Lord, what do we develop? We develop detachment. When we develop detachment to our material property, knowing well that Krishna is giving it to us, then we develop to that proportion attachment to the Lord. As much as we develop attachment to the Lord, we develop detachment to whatever is material. Right? So that is what is mentioned here. Right? But there are two kinds of activities. One is Nitya Dharma and the other is Swadharma. What is Nitya Dharma? What is prescribed in the revealed scriptures as the ways of going back home, back to Godhead? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, exclusive devotional service, Nava Angas of Bhakti. Those are exclusively performed for the pleasure of the Lord. The second activity is those that we accept for our livelihood. Some of us are teachers, some of us are chartered accountants, some of us are doctors, some of us are teachers, whatever may be our profession. We have to do that also in the service of the Lord. That is what is the first principle that we are studying today. What is that? What is that? What was it entitled? It was entitled performing all endeavors for Krishna. That means be it Nitya se, be it Swadharma or Nitya Dharma, we do it for the pleasure of the Lord. All right. Vrishabhanu Kanya Mataji would like to read Being a Surrendered Soul. Please read.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Yes.
In the Hari Bhakti Velas, there is the following statement about self-surrender. My dear Lord, a person who has surrendered himself unto you, who is in firm conviction that he is yours, and who actually acts in that way by this body, mind, and words, can actually relish transcendental bliss. Transcendental bliss.
Go ahead, Mataji.
In the Narsimha Purana, Lord Narsimha Dev says, anyone who prays unto me and takes shelter from me becomes my ward. And I protect him always from all sorts of calamities.
Hare Krishna.
Serving
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. So that completes our second anga. What is that? Second anga for today. Yeah, we've been reading for the last couple of sessions. We've been reading different angas of bhakti that will help us become dear to Krishna. So what is the next one that we're reading now? Surrendered soul. Right. Yesterday also we saw what is the meaning of surrender. Surrender means to completely give oneself for the pleasure of whomever we love. Right. And that such kind of surrender we want to develop towards the Lord. Sometimes we surrender ourselves completely. Why do we do this? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then the police comes behind us and we are somehow we are a thief. We stole something and ran away. When the police comes, will we say no? Right? He will shoot us, isn't it? You drop everything. Oh, my life is in your hands. Please save me, isn't it? That is how we surrender. That is surrender. Right? When we surrender to Krishna, Hari Bol, we don't hold our bag, our so many things. Even I do that, right? As I'm saying, I'm only telling myself, right? I also do that, right? We hold so many things. We don't want to surrender, at least in the temple when we have darshan. We should keep all our articles aside and then completely surrender to the Lord, right? I'm not preaching to you all. I'm just realizing I do all this. I am doing all this even today, right? So that is what we should not do, right? Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Krishna will protect, right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham. I carry for those devotees who always engage in my service. I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have, right? If you have confidence in Krishna, you will not be holding on to things, right? There's also one beautiful saying which says, if Krishna wants to give, right? Krishna wants to give with his unlimited hands. How much can we take with our two hands? And if Krishna wants to take away with his unlimited hands, how much can we protect with our two hands? Isn't it? So in this way, we should not think that, I am holding on to something and because of my endeavor, I'm holding on, I'm possessing certain things, right? That is not surrender. What is surrender? Surrender means, even in love, they say, right? If you hold the sand like this, then sand will keep on slipping out. But if you just leave the sand like that, whatever has to remain in your hand will remain in your hand. Whatever has to go away will go away, isn't it? So similarly, we should not hold on to things so much that they are forcibly taken away from us. Right? Everything will be forcibly taken away from us. And Mrityu Sarva Haras Chaham. At the end of the life, Lord will take away everything. Lord will come in the form of death and take away everything from a person who thinks he possesses a lot of things. But for those who are already surrendered to Krishna, it's a new beginning, right? We are leaving this material world. We know we are going back home, back to Godhead. So for a surrendered person, it is the beginning of a new life. So there is no fear, isn't it? So that is self-surrender. When we are completely surrendered, Vajahure mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. What is the first symptom? I think I was just explaining in some other class. Right? What is the first symptom of surrender? That means you're not at all fearful. If we are fearful, to that extent we are not surrendered. Because we are fearing. Because, how can I protect myself from it myself? Right? When that comes, I want to do it myself. Then only I fear. If I surrender to the Lord, I don't have to have any fear. Because Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesha Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna is situated in everybody's hearts. And if I trust Krishna, who is Suradam Sarvabhutanam, who is my best friend, who is my well-wisher, then why do I need to fear? Our fear is directly proportional, or our fear is inversely proportional to our surrender. The more we surrender, the less we are fearful. The more we are fearful, the less we surrender. Or direct proportional, the more we are surrendering to the Lord, the more we are fearless. To the extent we are not fearful, we know that we've surrendered to the Lord. Right? And in Narasimha Puran also, Prabhupada mentions here, Narasimhadev says, anyone who prays unto me, takes shelter from me, becomes my ward, and I protect him always from all sorts of calamities. Very beautiful word, ward, right? We also call, in the school, the students are called wards, right? If your ward wants to attend this, let them come and meet the principal or the teacher, like that. The ward means what? I have no anxiety personally, right? I do what my teacher tells me in school. I come home, I do what my parents tell me, right? Of course, these days children don't do that, right? At least till 12, 13, we can expect a little bit. That's why Kaumaram Acharya Prajna. At that time, we have to mold our child in such a way that they are completely absorbed in Krishna conscious activities, right? Prahlad Maharaj says, right? And then later on, when the roots are strong, then automatically later, even if they divert, you go here, there, everywhere, they will come back. They will come back because their roots are very strong, right? So in this way, surrender has to be developed, which is ahituki apratihata, right? I don't say that, oh Krishna, I will surrender completely to you, but you have to do 1, 2, 3 things, right? I will chant 16 rounds every day, but you have to ensure that I keep good health. If I don't have good health, how will I chant my rounds? For chanting my rounds only, I want to keep good health, right? It's a deal with the Lord, isn't it? Whatever be my situation, I will try my best. I may not be able to do 16 rounds. Maybe my health is so bad, but we have to beg the Lord. Oh Lord, I'm not able to do. I'm just remembering. It's only Jayapataka Swami, Shri Guru Maharaj. He was in coma for a couple of months together, and he asked his secretary, how long was I in coma? How many years? And then Mahavaraha Prabhu, his secretary, told that so many days you were in coma, you are not in consciousness. And Maharaj calculated, Guru Maharaj. He calculated and he did plus 500 rounds of whatever was pending during that period. He completed those rounds when he became, I wouldn't say he came back to normal health, because for the last so many couple of years, he's been on the wheelchair. He's not even got up. But when he came back to consciousness, he completed all of the pending rounds of the time that he was unconscious, and he did plus 500 rounds. This is surrender. We cannot artificially imitate such pure devotees of the Lord, but this is what is the standard of pure devotees of the Lord. What can we do? At least we do our minimum 16 rounds every day. Because we have headache, because my tooth is aching, my tooth is falling, then I had too many chocolates yesterday, my tooth is paining, I cannot chant my rounds, right? We should not be saying that, right? I'm talking about myself, right? I'm guilty of doing all these things. One day little bit headache is there. Oh, I can't chant my rounds, I can't chant with focus. As if the other days we are chanting with so much focus, isn't it? So we don't have anybody else to tell us what is our level of surrender. There are so many yardsticks. One, as much as we are fearless, we have surrendered. As much as we continue to perform our duty irrespective of all circumstances. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada. Agama painu anitya stam sitikshashva bharata. Whether I'm happy, whether I'm distressed, whether I'm in the best frame of mind, whether my mind is troubled, doesn't matter. Am I doing my duty? That means I'm surrendered to the Lord. Why? Because I'm following the instructions of my Guru. Come what may, ABCD square. In the association of devotees, I have to study Bhagavatam. I have to chant minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then I have to worship my Archa Vigraha or my deities. I have to offer Bhoga to the deities. I have to honor only Krishna Prasadam. All these things I have to do, irrespective of how I feel, irrespective of how I am, to the best of my capacity. Right? Krishna does not want us to do more than what we can do. Right? Whatever we can do to the best of our capacity, we should do it, and that is called surrender. All right. Next, who will read? Serving trees such as the Tulasi. Ramakrishna Prabhu, please go ahead. We will give opportunity to read for those devotees who give us darshan. Darshana pavitra kare, ye tumhara gun. Thank you. Yes, Ramakrishna Prabhu, go ahead.
Serving trees such as the Tulasi. In the Skanda Purana, there is a statement praising the Tulasi tree as follows. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Tulasi tree, which can immediately vanquish volumes of sinful activities Simply by seeing or touching this tree, one can become relieved from all distresses and diseases. Simply by offering obeisances to and pouring water on the Tulasi tree, one can become freed from the fear of being sent to the court of Yamaraj, the king of death who punishes the sinful. If someone if someone sows a Tulasi tree somewhere, certainly he becomes devoted to Lord Krishna. And when the Tulasi leaves are offered in devotion at the lotus feet of Krishna, there is the full development of love of Godhead. In India, all Hindus, even those not belong to the Vaishnava group, take special care of the Tulasi tree. Even in great cities where it is very difficult to keep a Tulasi tree, people are to be found very carefully keeping this plant. They water it and offer obeisances to it because worship of the Tulasi tree is very important in devotional service. In the
Hare
Skanda
Krishna. Thank you,
Purana,
Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. We will request Krishna Murthy Prabhu to go ahead in the Skanda Puran.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
In the Skanda Purana, there is another statement about Tulasi as follows. Tulasi is auspicious in all respects, simply by seeing, simply by touching, simply by remembering, simply by praying to, simply by bowing before, simply by hearing about, or simply by sowing this tree. There is always auspiciousness. Anyone who comes in touch with the Tulasi tree in the above mentioned ways lives eternally in the Vaikuntha world. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. So with this, we complete this chapter. Virendra Prabhu is there or he's not there?
Yes, yes, I'm there.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So
I'm there,
why I was
yes. Hare
remembering
Krishna.
you. I was remembering you because you asked a query about Tulasi, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Worship of Tulsi Maharani. So that is what we are reading in detail today, right? This Tulasi Arati song. Maybe we can quickly sing that also. So serving trees such as the Tulasi. So what are the various things that I mentioned here? One is when we offer obeisances to Tulsi Maharani and when we offer water to Tulsi Maharani, then Yamaraj does not even give his darshan to us. That's one. Secondly, we all wear what is called the Kanti Mala. Right? Somebody was asking why only the neck? Why we have to wear it only in the neck? Why not other parts of the body? Isn't it? Then we described how this kanti, kanta means neck. This kanti mala is tulsi mala. When we wear it around our neck, we take a vow that I will not eat anything that has onion, garlic. That is against the regulative principles, the 4 regulative principles, right? So in that way, whatever goes down our throat, right? Tulsi Maharani is happy that this jiva has taken shelter of me and is also following the regulative principles. So by the mercy of Tulsi Maharani, then we will advance in devotional service. Then another point mentioned here is where it is difficult for people to keep a Tulsi Maharani also, there are ways by which the Tulsi Maharani is very, very beautifully worshipped. Because the worship of Tulsi Maharani is very, very important in devotional service. And then Prabhupada says, simply by seeing, simply by touching, simply by remembering, right? Sometimes, when we go, like for example, if you're going on a holiday, for example, right? We are going on yatra. We cannot take our Tulsi Maharani with us, isn't it? So in those places, even if we don't have Tulsi Maharani with us, simply by remembering Tulsi Maharani, when we do Manasik offering to the Lord also, right? Sometimes when you're not able to have it at home or when we're traveling a little bit here, there, that time we can Manasika, remember Tulsi also if we don't have, and offer that Kheer Manasika to the Lord. Right? We were reading in 1 or 2 days before how this Brahmana, he was offering Kheer to the Lord in his mind, and then he just wanted to check how is the Kheer too hot to offer to the Lord. He puts his hand and then his hand gets burnt. So in this way, when we do anything with our mind and our heart is so much filled with love for the Lord and we want to serve the Lord in that capacity, then the Lord accepts our love, and in that way the Lord will accept our bhava. Similarly, because we know that Krishna will not accept anything that does not have tulsi leaf in it, right? So we can manasika think of Tulsi Maharani or tulsi leaf as we place it in the offering, and then we can do our manasika offering to the Lord. In this way, the Lord is very pleased because the Lord sees that you're not only offering, but you're offering something that the Lord likes. This is also an anga of surrender, that you do seva in a way that pleases the person whom you serve. And anyone who comes in touch with the Tulsi tree in the above mentioned ways lives eternally in the Vaikuntha world. Right? Kunta means miseries. This world we are living is a kunta. Now, but we want to go to that world which is Vaikunta, where there are no anxieties. Yeah. So quickly, what we will do, we will summarize this chapter. But before that, I wanted to sing this beautiful song, Vrinda Devi's beautiful song, and then we'll quickly summarize. I have a slide. We have 15 minutes. We'll complete at 12. We'll summarize for 15 minutes, and then we'll take questions. All right. न वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः. So we can remember Tulsi Maharani, and we can offer obeisances as we recite this prayer 3 times. We offer our obeisances to Tulsi Maharani. Vrindaye Tulsi Devyaye Priyaye Keshavasya cha. O Vrinda Devi, Tulsi Maharani, you are Priyaye Keshavasya. You are very, very dear to Keshava. Right? You are very, very dear to Lord Krishna. Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha. You can bestow Krishna Bhakti. Right? Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi. Prade means to give. The Devi who can give us Krishna Bhakti is Tulsi Maharani. I pay my respectful obeisances unto you. Namo Namaha means offering my obeisances unto you. Vrindaye Tulsi Devyaye Priyaye Keshavasya cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha means I'm offering my respectful obeisances unto you. And then we sing the song, and then we end the song, and then we'll discuss this. Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha Praje Radha Krishna Seva Pavo E Abhilashi Namo Namaha जय तुम्हारा शरणा लोए तारा वंचा पूर्णा होए कृपा कोरी करो तारे वृंदावन वासी नमो नमः जय तुम्हारा शरणा लोए तारा वंचा पूर्णा होए कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी नमो नमः मोराए अभिलाष विलास कुंजे दियो नयन हरिबो सदा जुगल रूप राशि नमो नमः ये निवेदन दारो सकिरेनु गत करो सेवाधिकारो दिए करो निज दासी ये निवेदन दारो सकिरेनु गत करो सेवाधिकारो दिए करो निज दासी दिन कृष्ण दासी कोय ये जैन मोर हो श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदा जैन वासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदा जैन वासी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः यानी कानी च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पादिपदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णा भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णा भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः श्री श्री वृंदा देवी श्री श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय. This is the aarti that we do immediately after our nourishing aarti in the morning, isn't it? So, जे तुम्हारा शरण लोय तारा वांछा पूर्ण होय. One who takes shelter of Tulsi Maharani, all his desires will be fulfilled. जे तुम्हारा शरण लोय तारा वांछा पूर्ण होय. कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी. Right? Vrindavan. Right? Why is it called Vrindavan? It can be called Radhavan. It could have been called Krishnavan. It could have been called anything. But what did Krishna call it? Vrindavan. Because Vrinda Devi is the presiding deity of Vrindavan Dham, right? Because she assists in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, right? She is the one who actually, with her parrot, right? It is said that she's got a huge army of parrots which keep going. You know, where is Krishna? Where is Radha? Where are they going to meet? How the kunja has been decorated? Who will be in charge of what seva? Everything Vrinda Devi arranges for it, right? So by worshipping Vrinda Devi, whoever takes shelter of Vrinda Devi will be eternally engaged in the service of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. ये तुम्हारा शरण लोय तारा वांछा पूर्ण है. Tara vancha, all our desires to serve the Lord will be fulfilled if we surrender to Tulsi Maharani. जे तुम्हारा शरण लोय तारा वांछा पूर्ण होय. कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी. O Vrindavan Vasi, कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे. Please be merciful unto me, O Vrindavan Vasi. मोरय अभिलाष Vilas Kunje Diyovas. My desire is to eternally be situated in Vrindavan. Right? But Prabhupada said, you should not go to Vrindavan and stay for more than 3 days. Oh, and my desire is to eternally stay in Vrindavan. Right? Prabhupada left Vrindavan and went to the Western world. Right? With my first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Did Prabhupada not follow this injunction of not staying in Vrindavan? No. Prabhupada not only was staying in Vrindavan, but Prabhupada was carrying Vrindavan in his heart to give Vrindavan to all of the Western countries. That is the consciousness of a pure devotee. A pure devotee is completely surrendered to the Lord. We were studying, right? Performing all endeavors for the pleasure of the Lord. Right? Prabhupada would have been very happy at the age of 70. Who will want to go and most of us may want to enjoy the comforts of America. We may want to go to America. When somebody asked Prabhupada, oh Prabhupada, Swamiji, they used to call him that time. Swamiji, you're an old man. Why you want to go to America? You want to enjoy? And then Prabhupada said, I may die at any time. I am going to America not to take, but to give. This is the consciousness of a pure devotee. And the pure devotee carries Vrindavan in his heart. So whether a pure devotee is in Vrindavan or in Dubai or in America or in Australia or in Mumbai or Chaitanya Nitai Desh or Chennai, does not matter. Because they make all of these places dhams. Prabhupada went and created 108 temples in the Western world, isn't it? So he made Vrindavan in all those places. That is the potency of a pure devotee. That is what we are asking. Moraya Abhilash, Vilas Kunje Diyovas. I want to eternally stay in Vrindavan. Physically, if you are able to do it, very, very wonderful. Under the guidance of our Shiksha and Diksha Guru, we can stay and do seva. Otherwise, we stay in Vrindavan eternally. Our desire is to stay in Vrindavan in our consciousness. We want to have eternally seva vritti. We don't want boga vritti. Wherever there is seva vritti, there is Vrindavan consciousness. Because that is what the gopis do. The gopis serve Krishna all the time. So when we have the seva vritti in us, that means we are eternally in Vrindavan. That is where we want to stay. Right? We can be in Bombay, Pune, Bangalore, wherever we are. Dubai, USA, wherever we are. Right? Moraya Bilash, Bilash Kunji Diyovas, Nayane Heribo Sada, Jugal Ruparaji. I want to eternally see Shri Radha and Krishna in front of my eyes, right? Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunasvarupam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. We want to eternally see the forms of Radha and Krishna manifest in our heart. That's what the pure devotees see. They just have to close their eyes, right? This Surdas, I'm not sure. Yeah, he actually could not see, right? And the Lord, what did he do? He was trying to catch Krishna, and Krishna was trying to get away from him, right? And then what did Surdas tell? Oh Krishna, you are trying to get away by taking away my hand and running away. Try to run away from my heart, then I will accept, right? You are just trying to leave my hand and run away physically. Try to run away from my heart. Because pure devotees have captured Krishna in their heart, they are eternally seeing Krishna with their eyes, and he was blind, he could not see. He was actually, Krishna was actually directing to Vrindavan. These are lessons for us. It is not that Krishna is so heartless that he is running away from, this person who is blind. It is lesson for us. A blind person can see Krishna. If his heart is imbued with devotion, and we, or at least I can talk for myself, with nice two big eyes, I cannot see Krishna. I'm able to see only sense objects around me. So it is not, it is in the color of glasses that we wear, whether we are seeing Krishna or we are seeing, where are the objects for my sense gratification? How can I enjoy this? What is in it for me here? Right? If you want to develop, if you want to eternally stay in Vrindavan, we have to develop Seva Vritti. We will be able to see Krishna. Yare deke, I mean, what is that? Stavara Jangame deke Tara Murti, right? Whether we see moving living entities, non-living entities, whatever we see the hand of Krishna in everything. Right? So I remember Prabhupada was having this conversation with his disciple. The disciple was saying, "Oh Prabhupada, see there, it's a very beautiful sunset. Can you see that?" And then Prabhupada said, "See, if the creation of the Lord is so beautiful, how much more beautiful would the Lord be?" In this way, Prabhupada, as a pure devotee of the Lord, was connecting everything to Krishna. Right? The Krishna himself tells, right? In Bhagavad Gita, he dedicates an entire chapter for us. Whatever we like, we know that the taste of that is Krishna. The taste of water is Krishna. The sunlight, the sun's rays is Krishna. Right? Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhashmi shashishoryo pranavha sarva vedeshu shabdike paurusham rishu. Right? Out of rishis, I'm Narada. Out of mountains, I'm Mount Meru. Right? Out of a movable, I'm Himalayas. Like that. Krishna is telling. So whatever, if you are interested in greenery, mountain, want to go trekking, and we see the mountain, we can think, oh, Krishna is Himalayas. Oh, Krishna is Mount Meru. Right? In this way, whatever is our propensity, we think, we remember related to Krishna. Related to Krishna. Prabhupada uses the word dovetail. Whatever we like to do, we do it for Krishna. That is what is completely surrendering or endeavoring for the pleasure of Krishna. Okay. Moreya Vilas Kunje Diyovas, Nayane Heribu Sada, Jugal Ruparashi. Then, Nivedanadaro Sakir Anugata Koro. Sakir Anugata Koro. It is not that, oh, I am the pure devotee. All of you said my job. Next, I will go and worship Tulsi Maharani. I will go and worship Radha and Krishna. To the extent we have this egoistic attitude, then, our downfall has already begun. Right? After that, we actually falling down is only a detail. Right? What is that? Anyway, Dhanadaro. I am offering various articles to Tulsi Maharani. Dupa, Deepa, Pushpa. But anyway, Dhanadaro, Sakir Anugata Koro. I take permission from the senior devotees. They have brought me in Krishna consciousness. Right? I cannot jump and tell, oh, I am, that's what the Sahajas. Right? They also think I am already a gopi. Who's coming between me and Krishna? Isn't it? That is not the consciousness of a devotee. A gopi bartu, Padakamayor, dasanu dasa. To the extent we find ourselves to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the pure devotees, to that extent we become closer and closer and closer and closer to Lord Krishna. Because by our endeavor, we cannot go to Krishna. But by Krishna's mercy, Krishna will keep him by his side. Wonderful example Prabhupada gives in one of his lectures. There is a CEO of the company and there is an employee, sales representative, very junior sales representative. So when he joined the organization, he wanted to meet the CEO. He went and asked the HR people, oh, I want to meet the CEO. My career is in front of me. I want to achieve this. I have so much of plans. I want to meet the CEO. Give me an opportunity. I will prove myself. Right? He could not meet. For next 5 years, he could not meet. the CEO, right? After 2-3 years, what he did, he learned the tricks of the trade. He did so much business for the company. In 2 years' time, he was getting promoted because he was working so hard for the company, right? In 2 years, he delivered maximum sales for the company. He pleased the CEO. The CEO said, HR person, call the sales representative. I want to meet him. And then the HR people calling the sales representative. Sir, when are you free? The CEO wants to meet you. Can we fix up an appointment today? Right? Just 2 years back, what happened? Sales representative saying, even at 12 o'clock in the midnight when the CEO is free, please let me see him. He could not meet 2-3 years. But when he worked in a way that pleased the CEO is calling, you are free at 12 o'clock, I'm coming to meet you. I will come to your house. Wherever you are free, you tell me. 5 minutes you have, I want to meet you. The HR person is pleading with the employee, isn't it? So which is in a good position. Do we want to plead? We want to plead for Krishna's mercy. But we want to work in such a way that Krishna wants to meet us. If Krishna wants to meet us, the CEO wanted to meet the sales representative, the HR pleaded, gave him money. Whatever you want, I will give you. Please meet. Right? And the sales representative thinking, अरे यार, मैं तो इतना सोच रहा था कि कैसे मिलूं. Now everything has come into my hand. What do I have to do? I just did my duty for the pleasure of my employer. Right? What we have to do is simply that. We don't have to endeavor to see Krishna. We work in such a way, following the instructions of Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj in such a way that Krishna will want to see us. Right? Because when we want to see Krishna and Krishna is there in front of us, we cannot recognize Krishna. But when Krishna wants to see us, he will appear in front of us in such a way that we know that it is Krishna and we surrender to Krishna. Right? That's why Ata Sri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grahyam Indriyahi Sevon Mukehi Jivadav Swayameva Suratyadaha. Ata Sri Krishna Nama Adi. The Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord. Na Bhavet Grahyam Indriyahi. With my senses, with my eyes I cannot see the Lord. With my ears I can hear the glories of the Lord, but I cannot appreciate the glories of the Lord. With my hands I can string garlands for the Lord, but I cannot experience that bliss until the mercy comes from the Lord. And how does the mercy flow from the Lord? Sevon Mukehi Jivadav. When I chant the holy names of the Lord, when I honor only Krishna Prasadam with my jiva, with my tongue, Swayameva Suratyadaha, the Lord will reveal himself to us. And in that way, we will understand the Lord completely. Just like the sales representative met the CEO on his own terms. CEO had to come to his house. Oh, you can ask the CEO to come to my house. CEO will come and meet. The CEO is so grateful. You've done so much business for the company. I am so grateful to you. That is ordinary. CEO is a materialistic man. He may even not be grateful. But Krishna, we know Krishna is Partha Sarathi, right? He became the Sarathi for Arjuna, right? Do we know any employer in the whole organization, any so-called charitable person? Will anybody become a chauffeur for his own employee, for a sales representative? Have you seen anybody driving a car for a sales representative? Okay, you've done good business. You sit in the back. I will drive your car. Anybody will say? No. He will say, I have got millions of rupees. I will give you 1 million. Take and go. Right? But what did Krishna do? Krishna said, I will become your Sarathi. And then it is said Arjuna was kicking Krishna. The battlefield, lot of noise. Then he cannot tell Arjuna, Krishna, go left, right. Nothing can be heard. Used to kick Krishna, right shoulder to go right. Kick Krishna and the left shoulder, go left. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why he's called Achyuta. Achyuta means he is infallible. The Lord is infallible. The Lord never fails in his affection for his devotees. So we don't have to endeavor to see the Lord. We have to endeavor to work in a way that Lord Krishna wants to meet us. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that only. Right? He says, work in such a way that the Lord will want to see you. Right? I will just complete this in about 2 minutes and then we'll do the summarization. I have a slide. I'll show that slide. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna himself, who's come in the mode of Srimati Radharani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never used to stand in front of Jagannath like this. Mere aur Jagannath ke beech mein koi nahi aana chahiye. Nobody should come in between me and Jagannath. I am Krishna. I am in the mode of Radharani. Aisa hona chahiye. No distance. No. Where was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu standing and taking darshan? Behind the Garuda Stambha. Why? Because Garuda is a pure devotee of the Lord. So I don't want to stand in front of the Lord and block Lord's darshan of his pure devotees. And in this way, Lord will say, Are hato. And the Lord says, Hato. Then we are doomed down into the material ocean. Right? But when we stand behind a pure devotee of the Lord, Krishna takes darshan, and then what happens? Krishna also, his jalak also falls on the people who are standing behind the pure devotees. In this way, we are seen by the Lord. We don't see the Lord, we are seen by the Lord. Of course, when there is nobody in the temple, we should not say, "Oh, मैं बाहर ही खड़े रह के दर्शन करूंगा." मैं तो humility की personification हूँ, अंदर नहीं जाऊंगा. I will not go inside. I'm completely filled with humility. I will stand outside the temple and take darshan. Right? You use intelligence. Right? Yajanti he su metasa. We are all very intelligent. Why? Because we have all decided to practice Krishna consciousness. So we know when to apply our common sense. We don't step on 5-6 devotees to go and take darshan in front of the Lord, because that will not please the Lord. At the same time, when nobody is there, we want to come up, pick up the kartal, sing for the pleasure of the Lord, utilize every opportunity to serve the Lord, because I am not doing what I want to do. I am doing what will please the Lord. Nobody is there in the temple. I don't want to sing also. मैं बहुत humble हूँ. I'm very humble. I don't know to sing. 15 years practicing devotee. Don't know Tulsi Arati. Don't know Narsingh Arati. Don't know Bhoga Arati. Sad state of affairs. Right? So it is not about doing or not doing. What is the consciousness in which I am doing or not doing? When there is a seva, we have to do our best, whether we know it or not know it, whether we are capable of doing that seva or not. Because what is the skill that we have? The skill is given to us by the Lord. When we get an opportunity, we have to step up and do the seva, come what may. That is the attitude of surrender. That is Sharanagati. Not that I want to do this service, I don't like to do that service. Right? That can be Susukam Kartum Avyayam, can be for a neophyte devotee. Whether I want to remain in the neophyte platform for the rest of my life, or whether I want to perfect my life and go back home, back to Godhead in this lifetime. I have association of devotees, I have ISKCON, I have Prabhupada, I have Guru Maharaj, I have the entire Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, I have Srimad Bhagavatam, I have Bhagavad Gita, I have Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is it that I don't have? Sincerity. That is what I don't have. That is the only block. If we only become sincere, determined, utsahat, nisyat, and dhairya to practice Krishna consciousness, there is nothing that can stop us. If we take one step towards Krishna, Krishna is willing to take millions of steps towards us. On that note, thank you very much. Let me share my screen. We'll quickly summarize this chapter number 11. Okay, I hope you're all able to see my screen. So in this chapter number 11, which is entitled Aspects of Devotional Transcendental Service, the first 4 paragraphs we spoke about what is the real meaning of servitorship. That is, what is the meaning of devotional service. Right? Prabhupada says, servitorship is transcendental, as not only does one who does service is benefited, but one who desires to serve is also liberated. Right? What is that? Bhavagrahi Janardana. If we simply desire to serve the Lord, then we are automatically liberated. Liberated in this context does not mean merging with Brahman. Mukti hitvan yatha rupam swarupena vyavastitihi. We will become situated in our constitutional position as a servant of the Lord and be eternally engaged in the service of the Lord. That is servitorship. In paragraphs 5 to 9, we studied about the 2 categories of devotional service and friendship. What is that? One is as a confidential servant of the Lord. The other is as the well-wisher of the Lord. Right? And this can be very, very durlabha, very, very difficult to attain. But one who has developed spontaneous devotional service can attain this category of devotional service and friendship. In paragraphs 10 to 18, we studied about what is surrender to Lord, how we have to offer the favorite article to Krishna, and how we have to perform our Nitya Dharma as well as our Swadharma for the pleasure of the Lord, for the pleasure of Krishna. Finally, we sang the Tulsi Arati and we saw the glories of Tulsi Maharani. Right? Ye nivedanadaro Shakiranu Koro Seva Adhikaro Diye Koro Nija Dasi. Last paragraph we missed. Dina Krishna Dasi Koi E Jena Mora Hoy. I want to be eternally become the servant of Krishna. Dina Krishna Dase. I want to become the servant of Krishna. E Jena Mora Hoy. Give me the attitude to become the servant of the Lord. Dina Krishna Dase Koi E Jena Mora Hoy. Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Jena Basi. Let me swim in the ocean of love of Shri Radha and Krishna by serving them. These are the important aspects that we studied in this chapter. We finally ended up with Tulasi worship. Okay, some of the important concepts that you also said is, one is Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. It means whatever activity we perform it for the pleasure of the Lord. Secondly, what is a neophyte's engagement in devotional service? A neophyte engages in devotional service in the mood of servant. Because we don't know what is our rasa with Krishna. We don't artificially try to become a gopi or a gopa or a advanced devotee. We take a humble position. Right? It's always bhakti Swayam Bhagavan Maharaj. Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj. He mentioned, right, in our neophyte stage as sadhaka bhaktas, we should always take a humble position. In this way, when the Lord sees our humility, then he will empower us to always chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then we studied who is a first class devotee of the Lord? One who does not deviate even for a moment from devotional service at the lotus feet of the Lord. Bhajaho Remana, Shri Nandanandana, Abhaya Charana Ramindare. Right? We can become first class devotees. To the extent we become first class devotees, to that extent we will be fearless in all circumstances, in all adversities of life. We will be fearless because we know what is not within my control is within the control of my best friend, is within the control of Lord Sri Krishna. So what is there to fear? So why worry? All right. Then we studied Atmanivedana. We studied about, we can also go through in Bhagavad Gita in 18.65, Sarvadharman Parityaja verse purport. You can read that. Where 6 limbs of surrender are given. Right? Devotees can read that as an extra study material if you want to do this. Understand this better. What are the 6 limbs of surrender? Right? All right. Then 2 difficult processes explained by Srila Rupa Goswami. Right? That's what we said. Devotional service and friendship and devotional service and surrender. That's Atmanivedanam and Sakya Rasa. Very difficult. While that is our aspiration, we want to reach there. We don't artificially try. We don't artificially think we're already there. We know our position and we try and pray. And to the best of our ability, serve the Lord. And we have our goal also very clear. We want to go back to Godhead. We want to eternally serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ahituki apratihata yatma suprasidati. Our goal is very clear, but we don't want to artificially jump. Right? The more we become advanced in devotional service, the more we will be humility, the more we will be humble, the more we will develop the qualities of Trinadapi Shuni Chena, Taroriva Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. And then finally, we saw how offering Tulasi leads to Krishna is most pleasing to Krishna. Is simply by seeing, touching, remembering, praying, bowing, and sowing Tulasi plant, one can become very, very dear to Krishna. So with this, we complete our chapter number 11, overview of Nectar Devotion. Please read the entire text very nicely in a scrutinizing way, so that we capture the essential points given by Prabhupada in his own words. Right? Prabhupada, once he was reading his Krishna book very, very wonderfully. He was enjoying, relishing and reading the book. And one disciple was asking, Prabhupada, you've only written this book. How are you relishing this so much? Right? Generally, authors don't relish reading their own books, isn't it? So Prabhupada said, why? I have written this book. See, I have only written this book. Krishna has personally dictated all of these words to me. I am just writing it. That is why Prabhupada was relishing his own books. He would read his Bhagavad Gita transcendental purports and relish every purport. And I also heard, I believe Amarendra Prabhu told in a class, how should we read Prabhupada's books? When we read Prabhupada's books, my dear Medhavini Sakhi Devi Dasi, Sarvadharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja, surrender everything, surrender unto me. Right? When we read that, then we understand that this is Krishna's love letter to me. This is Prabhupada's love letter to me. Right? One of the disciples, right, was sharing, these are the letters that Prabhupada has written to me. Right? If at all we were at that time, between 65 and 77, when Prabhupada was establishing this ISKCON, and if we had got a letter from Prabhupada, how much we'll treasure the letter? Probably we'll frame it and put it in the most prominent place in our home and read that letter every day, every moment. Right? But we've not lost. We've got so many letters from Prabhupada. Every purport of Prabhupada is Prabhupada's personal letter to us. Right? We should read Prabhupada's purports as if Prabhupada is instructing us. When we read in that mood, then we will imbibe all of the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada's explanation to the verses of Lord Sri Krishna from the transcendental purports, imbibe it in our life. And in this way, our life will get transformed. And that is a transformation that will enable us to go back home, back to Godhead. That is the transformation that will enable us to swim in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that we are trying to understand. Right? So the requirement for that is Pranadabi Shuni Chena Karoriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. And the mode of humility and sincerity, if we study Srila Prabhupada's books, then the day is not far when we will be able to relish all of these nectarian pastimes of the Lord, and we will want to spontaneously render service to the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So with that, we complete chapter number 11. Tomorrow is Friday. We will start with chapter number 12 of Nectar Devotion. Thank you all for your kind attention. Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So we have exactly 5 minutes. In case any of you have a question, we can take. Okay, I can see nice Vaishnavas giving darshan. Thank you, Ramakrishna Prabhu, Sindhu Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Virendra Prabhu, Krishnamurti Prabhu, Rohini Mataji, Karpagavali Mataji. Thank you very much. Rishabhanu Kanya Mataji, thank you. Padma Mataji, yes, Mataji, how can I serve you? What is your question? Mataji, you need to unmute yourself.
Sorry, Mataji. Circumambulating the Tulsi Maharani 3 times or times, Mataji?
3 times you have to circulate the Tulsi Maharani, because we tell that prayer, right? Oh, I didn't explain that. Thank you for the question. Yani kani cha papani brahma hatyati kani cha anitani pranashyanti pradakshina pade pade. Yani kani cha papani, whatever sins I have committed, including brahma hatyati kani cha, including the sin of killing a brahmana. Tani pranashyanti pradakshina pade pade. With every step that I take towards in circumambulating Tulsi Maharani, all of my sins are getting destroyed. Pradakshina pade pade, every pada, every step, all of the unlimited sinful reactions are getting destroyed. That is the glory of doing this parikrama of Tulsi Maharani. And we do it 3 times, because that's how we chant this 3 times. We chant this Yani Kani Cha Papani, and minimum 3 times. It is not that you have to do only 3 times. We can do Tulsi Maharani parikrama as many times as possible. Some people chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra by doing parikrama of pradakshina of Tulsi Maharani. Minimum 3 times you have to do the pradakshina of Tulsi Maharani. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Shri Guru Maharaj, in all his compassion, he tells all the devotees, do extra rounds of Tulsi parikrama for me also. Right? So in this way, pure devotees give us opportunities to serve them. They are not in need of service. They are already pure devotees, but they give us a chance. How we can also, contribute, like the squirrel, right? The squirrel also was bringing a little bit of sand, and Hanumanji was bringing boulders. And Lord Ram said, both your services are equal to me in my eyes, like that. So according to our capacity, we can do minimum 3 rounds, and then we can do unlimited rounds. The more pradakshina pade pade, every step we take, our sinful reactions are burnt. But we should be very careful that we should not commit the 7th offense, right? To commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. You should be very careful. You should not continue to commit sinful actions and then do parikrama of Tulsi Maharani or chanting Hare Krishna. Then yes, the holy name itself will not allow us to attain Krishna Prema. Okay, Mataji, Padma Mataji, is that okay?
Thank you, Mataji.
Karpagavali Mataji, 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
I don't know.
Can I ask?
Karpagavali Mataji, Prabhu, I'll come to you. We'll take your question as last question. Yes, Karpagavali Mataji.
Mataji, I don't know the Tulasi Arti, but I will say Vrinda Vrinda Vishwa Pujita Vishwa Pavana Pushpasara Nandini.
Mataji, in KK songs, okay, thank you. I don't know that prayer, but you can go to KK songs or ISKCON Desire Tree.
I do Hare Krishna Mataji, but kindly post that one. What did you say,
Mataji,
Hare Krishna, I
ISKCON,
have shared you,
ISKCON.
Mataji, in your chat. I have shared Karpagavali to her.
Thank you.
Shobha Mataji is very merciful. And before somebody
Thank you,
asks, she is
thank
ready
you.
for
Yes,
the
very merciful. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Virendra Prabhu, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, my question is means Vedavyas wrote so many literatures like Mahabharata, then Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra, and I heard in Prabhupada purports that even if man is not like knowledgeable, he is not educated, still if he'll just chant the holy names, all the purports of all the imports of all these Vedic literatures is in the holy names. So is it true? Means he is not in need of all this.
It is true. Prabhupada has mentioned. Of course, it is true. So I will just tell one pastime about this, and we'll end the session. I hope that will help you clarify your doubt. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went for the South India Yatra, there was a person who was holding the Bhagavad Gita upside down, and he had tears in his eyes. He was holding the book upside down. He was trying to read, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and asked him, "Oh Brahmana, why are you having tears in your eyes, and why are you holding the book upside down?" And the Brahmana said, oh, I cannot read. I don't know how to read. But my Guru has told me to read the Bhagavad Gita. So I am just looking at this Bhagavad Gita, but I don't know how to read. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, oh, then why are you crying? And then he said, oh, when I see, that how Krishna has become the Sarthi for his own devotee, how the Supreme Lord has agreed to become a servitor of his own devotee, then, tears are streaming from my eyes, how the Lord can become a servant of his devotee. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have understood the real purport of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Right? So, like I also said, what is that? Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyahi. With our material intelligence and so-called Sanskrit knowledge, we cannot understand the Bhagavad Gita. However, when we hear from a bona fide representative of the Lord, when we hear from our Guru, then the real purport will be understood in our heart. One more thing that comes to my mind, we'll just close in a minute, is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who's a spiritual master of our Prabhupada. He went to take initiation on the request of Bhakti Vinod Thakur to Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj. Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj did not even know how to write his own name or read his own name. Now he told Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you are a great Sanskrit scholar, right? That time he was Bimala Prasad. His name was Bimala Prasad. Yeah. So that time he went and told. He asked Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, oh, my father has asked me to take initiation from you. Please initiate me. And Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj is saying, oh, you are a great Sanskrit scholar. I don't even know how to write my own name. How can I initiate you? I will not initiate you. You go back. And then Bhakti and Bimala Prasad told, if you don't initiate me, after several times of coming and going, if you don't initiate me, I will give up my life. And in this way, he got initiated by Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj. Of course, both of them are pure devotees of the Lord. They are in the Guru Parampara. But a lesson for us, right? With our material intelligence, our material scholarship, our understanding, we cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. But we can understand the purport of Bhagavad Gita by our humility, the humility in our heart. So the study of the Vedic scriptures should not increase the weight of our head. It should increase the humility of our heart. In that way, we will be able to understand the purport of the Bhagavad Gita. Is it okay, Virendra Prabhu?
Yes, very nice answer you gave. Very enlightening answer. Thank you very much. Very nice. Weight of the brain should not increase. Humility of the heart should increase. That's like summum bonum.
Then only our heart will become soft, right? Only then when our heart becomes like soft like butter, Krishna will want to steal our hearts. If our heart is as hard as stone, right? Pashupaki jure pashana vidhare suni jara gunagata, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is saying, Pashupaki jure pashana vidhare. Right now, I can talk for myself. My heart is like stone, right? Pashana vidhare, right? How can the stone melt? Suni jara gunagata. If we continue to hear the pastimes of the Lord from bona fide representatives of the Lord, our Guru and senior devotees, then our stone-like heart will become as soft as butter. And when our heart becomes as soft as butter, Krishna will want to come and steal our hearts. And that is the perfection of life, isn't it?
Yes, correct. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Swarupa Goswami ki jai. Nectar of Devotion ki jai. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, one request, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Medan Mataji. Mataji, here just now, actually, I sent that some these tips for chanting. Could you please explain this tips for chanting diagram, Mataji?
Which one?
Just if you go through these messages in the chart messages, in that one tips for chanting, it is there. Just double click on that image, tips for chanting.
Okay, Prabhu, we have run out of time, Prabhu. Do me a favor, just send it to me. This is my number.
Yeah.
You can send it to me, then I will reply back to you, or I'll reply in the group. Okay?
Sure, Mataji. Thank you.
This is my number. You can write to me, Prabhu, and then I will reply back to you. Yeah? Because we already run out of time, so we need to end the session now.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for your kind hearing. Please forgive me in case of any mistakes in understanding or in presenting this wonderful, very, very high level knowledge from the Nectar of Devotion. Hare Krishna. Shila Prabhupada ki enjoy. All right, Prabhu, you got it?
Yes, Mataji, got it. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Dandavat pranams. So meet you all tomorrow morning, 10:55 a.m. as we continue with chapter number 12 of Nectar of Devotion. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandat pranam.
Hare Krishna, thank you all.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.